I'll be sharing with you all a detailed process on how to go about the sewing of this beautiful off-shoulder gown with a Basque gathered waistline and puff sleeves. It's a very simple tutorial, and this is a style of dress you definitely want to learn how to make. So with that much being said, let's get started with today's tutorial. This is the sewing part of this particular gown. The first part, which is the drafting part, has been uploaded on the channel, and the link to the drafting part of this tutorial will be in the description box. So after drafting out on our pattern paper, I went on ahead to cut out on my fabric, and I also added all my allowances at the points that are needed, or the places that are needed. So for these lower parts, like I already mentioned in the first part of the tutorial, I cut out the length of my gown and also added 2 inches extra for my joining and my hemming allowance. So in this one now, we are going to start drafting, because this is the exact point where we stopped in the drafting part of our tutorial. So the next I did now is to remove my pattern paper from my fabric. Remember that if you are cutting out your fabric, it should be unfold. So the sewing process is quite a simple one. After opening up my fabric, from the top part, I folded in that's my extra allowance of 3/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to be creating a channel where I can pass my elastic through. That is at the top part of the front part of my gown. So this is the back part. Just go on ahead, sorry, and fold this into two, and now stitch this down. As you can see, I've done right here. You don't really need to create any channel for the back part, because we'll not be fixing any elastic to that. Okay, so this is for my sleeve. At the top part and on the base, you can see all the allowances added. So I'm just going to be spreading this out as well. At the top part and at the base, I'm also going to be creating channels, because I'll be fixing an elastic to this particular sleeve. Go on ahead to create a channel. As you can see, I'm illustrating right here for the upper part and also the base. Now this is it for the front part of my gown. So I've gone ahead to create that channel after folding at least 1/4 of an inch. So the channel space I have right here, it should be 1/2 of an inch. Then this elastic I'm working with right here is also 1/2 of an inch wide. So now I fixed my elastic to, I tied it to this stuff I have right here. Now I'm passing it through for one part of the armhole. Now you can see that it's out from this other side. I'll be securing this part here using my Affi pin. Then I'll go on ahead now to pull on this other side, so that I can have this gathers effect at the top part. So if you are doing this for elastic, please ensure that it's not so tight, and also make use of a very good elastic as well. So when I must have gotten the elasticity I want, I went on ahead to also pin that part. So I'm just going to be going to my sewing machine and be double stitching the two parts of this elastic, so that it will not slip off. So the next one now is for my sleeve. I'll be repeating the same thing. I'll be passing my elastic through this my channel created at the top part, and also at the lower part of this my sleeve. So carefully do this, and it will come out from this other end. Secure it with your pin. Also go on ahead to pull and also adjust this other side till you get your desired elasticity. Please, for any reason, it shouldn't be tight at all, because if it's so tight on you, you'll be feeling very uncomfortable. So after achieving this, I'll still go on ahead to secure that other side using my pin, and now cut off the excess. Then I'll repeat the same thing for the base as well. So you can see I've gone ahead to secure both sides of this my top part of my gown. You can see at that point right there. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to be joining the front and the back part of my dress together, right sides facing each other on the armhole. I'm simply going to be joining the front and the back part as earlier stated. Now I'll be pinning them and making sure that they align properly at the armhole like this. So when I'm done doing this, I'll go on ahead now to stitch this or join them together. Now what I'll be doing right here before joining or marking my sewing allowance is that from my armhole I'll be coming down by 1 inch. Then I'll start marking my sewing allowance. The reason for coming down for 1 inch from my armhole is so that when I'm fixing my sleeve, it's going to be very easy for me. Okay, so just watch everything I'm doing. I believe you'll never be confused at all. So remember that whatever you're doing for one part of your dress, I'll also be doing it for the other side of my dress, okay, so that they can both correspond properly. So after joining on my sewing machine, this is what I have, as you can see right here. And on that armhole, remember I said I came down by 1 inch before stitching this together. So the next thing now is to be fixing my sleeve to the body part or the armhole of this my gown. So the right side of my sleeve, okay, do ensure that you don't mistakenly put the base at the top part of your gown. You have to be very careful. So right side of my sleeve facing the right side of the body part of my dress on the armhole, I'm just going to align this together like this. Make sure that the elastic on your sleeve should align with the elastic on your dress, okay, just like this. You can see what I'm doing. Make sure the right side is facing each other as well. I go on ahead now and stitch. So for this other side, repeat the same thing for the back armhole. The right side of your sleeve on the armhole like this should also align with the right side of your other armhole for the back this way. So you now go on ahead now and stitch it down, okay. So you can see as I'm pinning, after pinning I'll just simply go on ahead to stitch this down so that it can align properly. So this I'll be doing to the two sides of this my sleeve. So when I'm now done with that, I'll go on ahead to fold this my dress into two so that I can get the middle, because at this point I want to be fixing the lower gathered part to it, okay. So when I must have gotten the middle, I went on ahead to notch. Then I'm going to be getting one part. Remember that the lower part I told you is two, one for the front and one is for the back, okay. So this lower part of my gown that I'm pinning to this body part of my gown, I actually ran an uninterrupted gather stitch on it. So do know that this lower gathered part now is going to be for the only front part, which is this cuff part. So I pinned the ends with the ends where the front part of my gown stopped, right sides facing each other. Now I'm pulling on this, all these excesses I'll make sure I gather it around this cuff part, and when I'm done achieving what I have for this part, I'll do it for this other cuff part for the front only. So before I go on ahead to do this or achieve this for the back, I'll firstly go on ahead to fix my zipper. So when I fix my zipper, then I can now do this I'm doing for the front part to the back part. I hope you understand what I'm saying right here, okay. Take your time and do all of this. It might take your time, but when you get a very nice outcome, you'll be proud of yourself. So when I'm done with the front part, I'll fix my zipper for the back part of my gown and now repeat the same thing I've done for the front part. So as you can see right here, this is what I've done, and this is what it's looking like. I fixed the both sleeves I have right here, and also gone ahead to stitch the sleeve part, okay, and the armhole as well. So this is how nice it's looking so far, but I'm here to join them at the sides. That is for the lower parts, okay. They are still separate. So you can see I've already fixed my black invisible zipper for the back part right here. So I'll be flipping this back to the wrong side of my fabric, and I'm as well going ahead now to get this together at the base here and then stitch. So I'll be following that line I have from the top part of my gown there and stitch it straight down for the both sides, and also go on ahead to hem the base of this my gown. So I'll do this and show you all what I have so far. So this is what I have. I've hemmed the base of my gown and also stitched the both sides at the base. So the next thing is to stitch or cut out a rope and also stitch it as well. At least it should be 15 inches long, and this is it. I'll just go on ahead to fix it at the middle point of this my gown, just at the center there, and that point right there. I believe you all know how to cut out a rope, right? Yes. So that is basically it for this gown. It's as simple and it's very, very beautiful. Like, I wore this gown out and people really admired it. I'm not gonna lie to you all. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see your recreation. Till some other time, I'll still see you on this same channel. Do have a lovely time ahead of you all. Please don't forget to also share your recreations with me. I'll be glad to be reposting it right here on my channel. See you all in my next one. Have a lovely time ahead of you. Bye.